So, Friday night, part 4 of the Morris Ambulance project. Here we go. So I decided to start proceedings by giving a little bit of attention to the steering. So what we're doing here, this is the Nissan Cabster axle. I've changed the axles to improve the safety and efficiency of the vehicle, which I'm allowed to do under DVLA guidelines. So what I'm doing here is inverting this bracket the other way up to give me a bit more height on that steering arm with the ball joint. The idea of that is so that steering arm can be as level as possible to minimise the bump steer. So I know everything's still quite rusty here. It is all going to get cleaned up and treated and painted, but all I'm doing is having a bit of a play, having a bit of a head scratch, working out where things can go and what bracketry needs making, pipes and all of that. Just having a bit of a play, working things out. So this is the power steering box off the Nissan. It's incredibly similar in design to the Morris one, but it does have the power steering assembly, and it has the positive that we know that it works with all the bits off the Nissan, so it seems to make sense to use it. So this was just me having a bit of play. I spent a bit of a while doing this. Ben then came back from having his Sunday lunch and told me I was doing it all wrong. Ben has a huge amount of knowledge with vehicle suspension and steering systems that I don't, and so yeah, what he says goes with that. So with that, I decided to go out to Nissan Cab and salvage the steering column, and here I am having a bit of a play, trying to see how much lateral movement I can have, just to see, because what we're trying to do here is couple up. Obviously, the steering box has got to be in the right place to do the steering geometry for the axle.
Look who we've got here.
But it's also got to be in the right place so that where you sit in the cab, the steering wheel makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, we then had a visit from Fitter Matt, who took no time at all into breaking into my fuel cap. He seems to be a bit of an expert in this kind of thing.
They're not locking down.
Before we knew it, he had it off.
Hey, he's done it.
There we go.
One thing, Matt.
What's that?
There's actually no diesel in it.
Oh, I've wasted my time here. There you go. Look at that.
So this is really handy because the original owner of the ambulance, or the person I bought it off, didn't tell me they hadn't got a key for this locking fuel cap. So there would have been ways around it, but it was rather handy that Matt managed to get the cap off. So we then decided to start plugging things in just to see if anything had been damaged, taking it out, and see where we could get with trying to turn it over. Didn't really want to, well, it would have been nice if it had have coughed or started, but we didn't really want to run it because obviously we haven't got any of the ancillaries hooked up. But yeah, we got the ignition, we got the fuel pump to come on, and we did get the starter motor to kick, but with no real power. And that's just because we haven't, we did give it earth, but it's got a lot of earths, and clearly there's a few missing. But yeah, the main test was just a test that the loom and the box and the ECU hadn't all got upset. So then we had a bit of a trial with that Jag seat. So we're thinking about putting Jaguar seats in it, mainly because I've got them and they're really comfortable. And then I went underneath and started doing a load of needle gunning just to start. It's a really good way of inspecting the chassis, but also to clean it up is the main reason, because it's in a bit of a mess. And then what I saw led me to come to the decision to remove the floor, because there's quite a few repairs at the rear of the chassis that need to be made, and it's far easier. Look, you can see how thin it is there. It's anywhere that water's been trapped between spring hangers and the cross members, so there's a lot of structural work that needs to be done. Yes, it would be easier to start again for different chassis, but we've got to use this chassis so it can remain a Morris ambulance. So floors out, more needle gunning and lots of repairs. Join us next time for more.